This is secretly a horror game. No, it can't be. Look at these guys, they're so cute. No. Well, yeah, they are cute, but Splatoon is not. Inside of the simple concept of this game lies some terrifying lore. So is Splatoon secretly a horror game? Well, okay, that might have been a little bit of a stretch. What? What? A guy's gotta eat! It might not directly be a horror game, but Splatoon does have some scary lore. But first, I need to explain what Splatoon is and why it even has lore to begin with. There are 3 Splatoon games. Now, I never played the first one because I didn't have a Wii U, but I did play Splatoon 2 and 3. Great games. At its core, Splatoon is a shooter game, but you're also a squid. So of course, you can swim through and hide in ink. Duh. On top of that, Splatoon has a bunch of different game modes and things to play, one of which is a story mode. No, it's not the most incredible story of all time, and no, it's not the most lore-filled story of all time, until you dig a little deeper. Most of Splatoon's story is about the Inklings and Octolings, who I'll get to in a sec. The Inklings rose first and started doing ancient turf wars. I wonder what that looked like. All right, troops, we have to prepare for this ancient Splatoon turf war, but we have one thing they don't. Natural pigments like iron oxides for red or charcoal for black. That's what they used for cave paintings back in our day. Then the Octolings rose out of the water. You see, Inkling, squid, Octoling, octopus. These guys are geniuses. At first, these guys were chill with each other. Look at them, best friends. But eventually, due to the scarcity of resources and rising sea levels, they're forced into conflict. And the Great Turf War starts. See guys, I love this game, but things like that are just so unrealistic. How am I supposed to believe that rising sea levels and a lack of resources could lead any 2 groups of people into war? It's absurd. At first, the Octolings win, pretty easily too. The Inklings were too tired to wake up for the fight, which, let me just say, that's a new level of lazy, that's insane. But a young and spry Inkling, Captain Cuttlefish, comes to save the day. Ho! That guy's supposed to be young? What's that? He's old here? Because this takes place way before the main story of the Splatoon games? Oh, okay. Thank you. Because of a young Captain Cuttlefish here, the Inklings end up beating the Octolings pretty soundly. And it's decided by Judd. Anyway, the Inklings beat the Octolings so bad, they're forced to retreat into the underground domes of Octo Valley. I'm honestly just confused at the fact that the Octolings were surprised they got put into Octo Valley. It's named after them. Now okay, you're still wondering how this is supposed to be dark lore, and I get it. But guys, it's called the build-up for a reason, okay? Please, let me do my thing. At some point after the Great Turf War, the Great Zapfish is born. And this bad boy is electric. He can power a city like, I don't know, forever. As time goes on, turf wars change into a more recreational thing. And it becomes very popular among young Inklings who start flocking to the reasonably named Inkopolis to play. Inkopolis is where the first game takes place and is where you find the Squid Sisters. DJs by day, secret agents by night, of course. The crazy part? They're not even sisters. They're cousins. The Inklings in Inkopolis have the Great Zapfish to power their city, but the poor Octolings are stuck in Octo Valley with no electricity. So their plan? It's pretty complex, so give me a few minutes to explain. They steal the Zapfish. I guess that wasn't that complicated. Along with the now old Captain Cuttlefish, that's why he looks like that, and the Squid Sisters, you take down the Octolings and their leader, DJ Octavio. I won't beat around the bush, you beat the ink out of DJ Octavio, whose master plan fails, resulting in the defection of many Octolings. Is defection a word? I am not sure, but I'm gonna use it. After that, the Zapfish is returned and everyone's happy and awesome and cool. That's pretty much Splatoon 1. Now, Splatoon 2, the first Splatoon game I played. Remember our boy Judd over here? He's in all the Splatoon games, but in Splatoon 2, his DNA is used to create a clone of himself, fittingly named Lil Judd. Now just think on that for a bit, I'll come back to it. In Splatoon 2, Marina, a defected Octoling militant, that is such a stupid way to say that, flees the Octoling army to go to Inkopolis and become a DJ with Pearl. If you can't tell already, every Splatoon game has a different DJ duo. This game takes place in Inkopolis Square, which is absolutely beautiful. Anyway, there are 2 big things in Splatoon 2, the story mode and Salmon Run. In Splatoon 2's story mode, the Zapfish is stolen again. Guys, I know I never played Splatoon 1, but I'm 90% sure the story mode of this game is almost exactly the same. DJ Octavio is back. He's the one that stole the Zapfish. You whoop him and you get the Zapfish back. Now at this point, I'm pretty sure it's clear that the Inklings are supposed to be the good guys and the Octolings are supposed to be the bad guys. But are these poor Octolings really that bad? They got shoved into this sad canyon. Actually, it's pretty cool. But they had no electricity to power their cities. I don't know. They're not really that bad. Their leader's just looking out for them. What the hell is that? That, my friends, is a mind control device created by DJ Octavio to try and turn all Inklings into his minions. Maybe they're not completely innocent. That's the story aspect of Splatoon 2, but I need to move on to Grizzco and Salmon Run. Salmon Run is my personal favorite game mode in all of Splatoon. You have to fight off waves of salmonids, salmon people that have returned to their spawning grounds. As an employee at Grizzco, you have to kill these salmonids and take their golden eggs. Where the owner of Grizzco, the faceless Mr. Grizz, I have no idea what he's doing with the eggs. I'm sure it's some sort of humanitarian work though. This game is good. The premise might be a little bit messed up. You're killing hundreds of salmonids at a time that are trying to return to their spawning grounds and mature, and stealing their children. Like, look at this little guy. He wouldn't do a thing to harm anyone. Please, don't fall for the anti-salmonid propaganda. Then again, the Splatoon wiki, yes, I have been scrolling through the Splatoon wiki, said, when salmonids are eaten by other creatures, they see their death as a way of being one with the world. So maybe it's not that big of a deal. Come to think of it, it's kind of strange that all these creatures are so evolved, right? It took us millions of years to evolve to what we are now, and it took these Inklings, Octolings, and salmonids, what, a couple thousand? It's almost like something caused them to evolve a little bit faster than normal. It's a question for later. Okay, I know you're absolutely in love with the stories of Splatoon 1 and 2, but Splatoon 3 is where it gets really crazy. And don't even get me started on Splatoons 4 through 15. Splatoon 3 takes place in the Splatlands, a dry, deserted desert, where you can get dessert. I'm honestly not sure what other people think about this game, but I really like it. I love the maps, I love the little city area called Splatsville, and I love the story. Now I know it's not an award-winning story, no Splatoon game is astounding, but fun is fun, and this game is fun. And it's also where the most terrifying lore seems to be. Hello? 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 Ah! Yes, Judd. Judd is where the scary lore of Splatoon starts. Judd's older than he looks. He must moisturize. Either that, or he was locked in a cryogenic chamber for 10,000 years while the rest of humanity was brutally destroyed. What's that? He was? Breaking news! Judd was placed in a cryogenic chamber for 10,000 years. You see, my friends, Splatoon takes place in a far, far future. A future in which humanity was made completely extinct. That's right. You died. And 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 the only creature from that era that hadn't died is Judd. Back in our day, a scientist predicted that all humans would be killed due to rising sea levels and human conflict. Pretty absurd, I know. So he simply made his cat, Judd, immortal and put him in a time capsule for 10,000 years. And unfortunately for us humans, we do in fact die. Splatoon 3's story takes place in Alterna. Remember how I said humanity went completely extinct? What? You don't? Dude, come on, pay attention. Anyway, I lied about that. Some humans managed to survive and create Alterna, a big old dome made to protect the rest of humanity from the now destroyed outside world. There is hope for humanity! Because the remaining humans are completely surrounded by water, they start experimenting on squids with these crystals that are supposed to replicate human emotion. I don't really know what that means, but it's somehow associated with the dome. And as the humans develop their tech, they want to move on naturally to bigger and better things. So they build a rocket. And by golly, it doesn't go well. Everything gets destroyed, radiation is leaked into the water, and all humans die. Except something does survive. I'm sorry, I have to build suspense. A little bear experiment survives, who for now we'll call Little Bear. He discovers that when he combines the crystals from earlier with his fur, he makes a substance that can turn any animal into a mammal. Because he's a mammal, and mammals like other mammals. If I were in the bear's position though, I would turn everything into fish. Because I don't know if you've heard, but bears like fish. Little Bear eventually starts using the substance to experiment on the Octarians. Actually, I need to ask y'all about this. What is this thing? I know that this is an Octoling. That's just a tentacle. Anyway, they're all hairy now because of Little Bear and his experiments. But what in the world is this substance really made of? We already know it's made from Little Bear's fur. We already know it's also from the crystals, but it's also from golden eggs. That's right! In Salmon Run, you collect golden eggs, which Little Bear is using to turn everything into mammals. Guys, Little Bear is Mr. Grizz. Please, get your head in the game. So not only are you stealing the children of the poor salmonids, Mr. Grizz is taking them, crushing them into a pulp, and using them to turn all living creatures into mammals. Okay, so let me get this straight. Humanity is decimated because of rising sea levels. A single mammal remains, and he's essentially trying to destroy all other creatures on Earth. And my favorite game mode in Splatoon is about stealing the younglings of another species? Sounds like a horror game to me, right? No? Still no? Alright. Splatoon might not be a horror game, but we've got to admit that it at least has some freaky elements to it. For a game about painting and being a squid, there is a whole lot of tragedy going on. And that's terrible. It almost makes me want to boycott something like Salmon Run. Almost.
Here's our boy, Mr. Grizz, the GOAT. This guy, Mr. Grizz, set this whole thing up. He's a great dude. Loves working for the, planet. I don't exactly know what's happening right now. But basically the goal of the game is, this is a special mode, but you gotta kill these little guys. Look at them, they're crazy. They deserve to be killed, right?
There's a good chance that I did a bad job of explaining the Splatoon lore, but I think I got the main parts down. And let's face it, you're here for me, not the game. Right? If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, it's greatly appreciated. And while you're at it, why not leave a like and a comment too? You can even check out this video. Seems pretty good. Anyway, I'm gonna turn into a squid and head on out of here. Bye!